Alrighty, we have 2 more worlds to go. So we'll see how this goes. I'm expecting these to have like 700 cranes or something ridiculous. 170, that is a lot less, but there was a 7 in it. But yeah, I've actually decided the thing I was talking about last time with Fox Girls Favorites of I'm going to include DLC as part of the main game, so that actually frees up 2 more slots. I'm trying to figure out what to do. At the end, I might toss in some I skipped over again, like Island Recomp is tempting. For example... Again, I talked about doing Yoshi's Island during Kitsune Tales, and then I forgot. It's like, that would have gone before Superstar Saga. So oops. Huh. Wait, there's the letter. Yeah, this is just for the letter, I think. It's also scary to do with 1 hit point. Never mind, we have 2 hit points. We are... Never mind, we're at one hit point again. I need to learn to stop talking sometimes. I feel like that's a good lesson for me in general, is to stop talking. Sometimes. Maybe this is the way forward. Yeah, no, this is the way forward, god damn it. Again, normally I'm pretty good at judging this, but I've been kind of miscalculating a lot in this game. I also missed the crane, so it's for the best. I don't know what the hell has happened. Oh shit. Well, that's a problem. Alright, redo. There have been multiple conversations where it feels like there have been things said, and it's like, wait, why did we say that? Like, I feel like we've both done that a fair amount. Much of which involving one Nietzsche Yogtarak from Idol. Okay, we're fine. Slight panic, but we're fine. There we go, there's the H. Okay, so this is where we were. Okay, guess we just keep moving. Again, the cranes are like, whatever. If I get them all, cool. If I don't, shrug. I don't care that strongly at this point. Again, I'll do them on my own time. But, if I can... I would like to get all the letters. I also don't know if I'm doing this in an hour at the rate we're going, because we're kind of going slow through this game. It's kind of bogged down a little bit, which isn't a problem. It's, you know... gradual difficulty. Increasing. Okay. We're good. We're fine. Mild stress, but we're okay. We made it. Alright, need to like recompose myself for a moment. Wait, we got the A? I don't remember getting the A at all. Like, not even kidding. I don't remember getting it. So that's awkward. Hey, I did a good job at that, even though I don't... Shit. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I just ran off the ledge. That's the embarrassing part a lot, where... Yeah, okay, I spun to kill the enemy, and then fell off the ledge. Because I had the camera at a slight angle, and it just was enough to make Hana go in the like, basically not go the way I wanted. She kind of veered instead of going straight, which, I mean, to be fair, just like me for real, for real. Imagine if there's like an achievement for breaking every crystal. I'm pretty sure there might be, actually, on the Steam list. I wouldn't be surprised, at least. That seems like something a game like this would do. Uh-huh. Well, guessing this is the optional path because it looks shorter. Yeah, remember to actually walk. Maybe that wouldn't help. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. We're all good. Alright, cool. My instincts were actually proven correct for once. Well, only one way forward. Neat. I'm also kind of surprised there's like only the core moveset. It's very interesting that there's no like unlockable moves throughout. But, like, we have the same moveset for the whole game. That's not a bad thing, it's just kind of interesting to have like a platformer sort of built off a simple gameplay premise. Feels like a lot of platformers these days kind of overcomplicate a little bit. That's not necessarily like a hard criticism, but just like sometimes like a really simple control setup and that you just use really well can be really refreshing actually. Like yeah, simplicity has its appeal too. Cool. I think we're missing cranes. I think I only see 8 here. Never mind, we're good. Neat. So yeah, the letters are what unlock the little glitchy blocks, to my knowledge. Not gonna lie, this is easier than the previous world, somehow. Feels kind of weird in a way. Still took 5 minutes, to be fair, but still. Peak Wanderlust. Just like... Why was I about to say just like me for real? What does that even mean? $174. Okay. But yeah, I've also kind of thought about maybe trying to cover the Sonic hacking contest someday. Again, no ETA on when I'd actually start doing that. Problem is I have so many friends who cover it that I'd almost rather just have like point attention to them than do it myself. Well, we have a clear sign of progression versus otherwise this time. I don't like how tiny these blocks are, to be honest. The music's actually really nice. I don't feel like any of the songs like stand out too much, but they're just very pleasant. And that's like not a bad thing. Ambient is still very good in my opinion. It's just a different style. Shoot. It's just a different style of doing things. I'm gonna be obsessive compulsive a little bit. I'm gonna try to get all the cranes if I can. Since I'm probably going to die out. Since I'm probably gonna die anyway at some later point, I might as well at least try to get all the cranes in one run and save myself that headache. Huh, okay. There's a lot of like parsing the environment in this game, and a slight complaint I actually have on that note is, oh, well, that didn't take us where I thought it would anyway, so, oops, overthinking. But I see all that stuff over there, what is that? Unless the stage goes that far around. But I almost wish the camera was less restricted. Because, like, you can only move the camera this far up and then this far down. I almost wish there was, like, a free look. Because this is such an exploration-based platformer. I almost feel like not being able to look around very far makes it harder than it should be to see what's actually intended to be the progression path. So yeah, now I have the executive dysfunction issue of, for my favorite series. What, like, 3 games do I add? Because I already took one out. I might toss Battlefront back in. I kind of forgot to explain why, but to go into that a little bit, basically with Star Wars Battlefront, on, like, Xbox, which is, like, the original, the field of view is really small. Like, you know, it's not really meant for widescreen, I feel. And it actually gives me a headache, like, straight up. We are yet again at an impasse of what do they... I see a bubble trail, actually. I think this is the optional path, but I guess we might screw this up otherwise, but... Shrug. We'll see. Or I'll just totally botch it. That works too. And also, it's only 30 FPS because the Xbox back compatibility doesn't, you know, push past FPS caps usually. There was like a special like boost mode for certain 360 games that actually do bump them up to 60 FPS, though with some consequences occasionally. Sonic Unleashed is actually one where the camera will occasionally glitch out a bit. Like, it's not too bad, but the camera will occasionally just freak out ever so slightly. Like, during the tower descent in Rooftop Run, sometimes the camera will kind of get stuck on the clock tower and kind of snap weirdly, in a way that the 360 version doesn't, and that's just a case of making it 30 FPS, or 30 FPS to 60 FPS. To my understanding, there are occasional issues similar to that in the recomp even. Like, a couple of the weird camera quirks are still present if running the recomp at higher FPS. But like Generations has a really bad issue on Xbox Series X and Xbox, well yeah, Series X, because I don't think the original Xbox can do boost mode. It has an issue where there's a set piece in Chemical Plant where you have like this pulley that you swing on. It doesn't have hit detection in the 60 FPS mode. It only has hit detection in the 30 FPS mode. So you literally can't get like one of the red ring paths. Why do I feel like I made a huge mistake here? I have an idea. Because I think I saw 2, and I'm like, I wonder where that goes. I also worry about, like, well, when I listen back to myself, I hear a lot of popping, which is partly just because I have allergies, and so I have a lot of, like, spit. Like saliva, for example. Not to get too graphic, of course, but... because of that, I sometimes worry about, like, my voice, like, popping a bit. Even with a pop filter, I feel like it's so... like, little clicky sounds come through occasionally. And I worry about that a little bit for, like, the pleasantness of listening to my streams. My hunch was correct. Hell yeah. But I've also been told I have an alright voice, so... I'm probably just worrying too much. My main thing is I don't feel like I feel like my voice comes off more androgynous than Pem. And again, that might just be me overthinking, but... that's kind of how I interpret my voice, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I could try to pitch my voice more. Like, it's a resonance issue, I don't really care, I don't put much thought into resonance. Like, if I tried to care more about resonance and tried to talk up here a little bit more, it might sound a little bit more femme, but I don't know how sustainable this is, or if I'll just kind of wear out my voice doing this. And also, like, inflections of, like, you know, pitching words up at the end instead of, like, pitching them down can help. So yeah. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. Personally, I feel like, in general, I'm very forgiving of Pikmin 2's sins. So I'm curious to see how the playthrough goes, if the game tries to change, like, prove me wrong. Got a D rank. Yeah, that's a lot of deaths, actually. Wait, that was the whole world. I kind of lost track a little bit. Oh, this is a 3-level world. Oh, well that's interesting. Moon Infinity. Make up. 294. So yeah, we're trying to fight the moon, basically, is the... I didn't read the dialogue, or the vlog for the previous, section. Oops. Wow, I'm just gonna do this. I don't wanna keep going with that run. If it's gonna be that scuffed, I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna have to start over here anyway. I'm glad everyone finds my voice cute, because I do feel like I really should be putting in more work than I actually am. Sometimes. Like, I do barely any voice training, even though I know I probably should. I've actually kind of learned some things about my voice recently. See, my only problem is I don't have the power of someone like Claire, so I can't pull off quite as well. I've actually been kind of trying in some cases to be a little bit more like... teasing with my voice. And it's actually been very, like, affirming in a way. Shoot. Oh no. Oh god. Nope. Do not want the checkpoint, because I missed the crane. It's a long fall. All of a sudden, it's like, I kinda wanna try singing. I do not know how that would go. Alright, so far so good. Oh no, we have disappearing platforms now. Well, those reappear very quickly, so it's not that bad, I guess. It is scary, though. Shit. Bummer. I think I got so distracted talking about the pronunciation I do of Okami that I completely forgot to actually explain why I was talking about it. Which was because, the little green ball that follows you around kind of reminds me of Isin a bit. I recently, because it was really cheap, I actually did pick up Okami HD. Like, I made such a fuss about pronouncing it, and I just say Okami anyway. But, like, Okami's a weird game for me, because I think it got oversold for me. Like, I enjoyed my time with it, but I didn't, like... I wasn't over the moon about the game, in a way. So, like... I kinda wanna give it another chance not on Wii. Preferably closer to when HD is, or like Okami 2 is out. So, hey, expect another Okami playthrough like 2028, is what I'm saying. Is that me being cynical? Potentially. However, I do not think we're getting this game anytime soon. With everything Kamiya said about this game, it's gonna be a while. We haven't seen a single gosh darn letter, and that's got me a little nervous. Oh, this looks terrifying. Never mind, that was really easy. Yeah, I'm actually kind of worried, because, again, I feel like we should have gotten a letter by now. Wow, okay, I botched the easy part. Also, we're right before a checkpoint, so we have to do everything over again. Cool. I'm getting mildly nervous that I missed collectibles already. So we're like, well past halfway through the letters, or through the cranes, to the point that makes me think we missed a letter by now. At least one. We'll probably get a letter and it'll be like A, the second A or the N. Or maybe there just aren't letters in this final world. Maybe it's that simple, and I'm just overthinking. Yeah, I definitely need to put a little bit more thought into my voice sometimes, I feel. Like, maybe I should toy around with like a voice like this a little bit more. Because this feels very comfortable talking a little bit lower, but also still trying to be cognizant of my resonance a bit. It's also hard maintaining resonance when, like, you have asthma, to be blunt. So, like, you know, trying to keep talking, like, more in your head than in, like, lower is not the easiest thing in the world, because, like, I have trouble breathing. So, that is also a hurdle. Also why I kinda just don't put much thought into voice training sometimes. Yeah, I could definitely do things to, like, you know, spice up my voice a little bit more, but, who knows? People seem to like my voice, and that's very much a compliment. I'm legitimately wondering if there's just no letters in the final world. Cause, like, I feel like we should have found some by now. We found none. So yeah, this is basically like some big experiment to stop some threat of the moon, and it goes awry, so we're kind of stuck in a time loop. It's at least my understanding of the story, based on the logs, but I also forgot to read a couple. Oops. So yeah, either there just aren't any letters, or I screwed up really bad. Act 2, well, this is interesting. There are no cranes here. Interesting. Pure platforming. Oh no, I'm scared. I need to lock in. That's a very cute emote, by the way. One Aiden posted in chat. I need like a blankie or a comfy emote. I think would be really fun. Again, I have so many emote ideas. And not enough time, or not enough like money, frankly, to commission everything. That'd be fun, yeah, a little cozy bop would be nice. Looks like there's stuff underneath here, and I'm curious, but I'm also not that curious. So yeah, this is like a culmination of everything we've seen up to this point. I love it when games do this. I do not love tight platforming though, in some cases, but again, that seems reasonable, especially with the drop shadow option. You love a callback? Yep. We lived. Hello. Ah, shucks. I'm scared. Yeah? Okay, that wasn't that bad. I'm gonna eat my words, but that wasn't too bad. Ow. Shoot, shoot, oh no. Why did I do that? Why do you think that was a good idea? The way I said shoot, shoot in a row, one made me think of Kiss Kiss Fall in Love of all things. I do not know why, but also it's like, why did I go for that reference when she, like, Space Channel 5 is right there? Alright, so yeah, we're basically trying to get to the moon. It kind of feels like we're going backwards to the level tropes. Because we had the geysers, and then we had, like, the beat blocks, now we have, like, the amusement park stuff. You for one enjoy a Sakura Kiss moment? Hell yeah, but you're so based for that. Shoot. Oran is such a weird anime for me because it's like it definitely completely effed up my view of gender when I was like a teenager. And I kind of realized in hindsight that what I was feeling might have been some form of gender envy for Haruhi Fujioka, which is really weird because like Haruhi is more like transmask coded or non-binary coded, and so me getting gender envy from that character is like, that's really interesting actually. And I feel like Haruhi was a character who just did kind of shake up gender views in both directions, oddly enough. Kind of a Sailor Uranus moment. But it's also weird because, like, in Oran, like, Tamaki straight up calls Haruhi's dad the T-slur, which is, like, very awkward. Yeah, she just wanted to express herself, which, again, she was still very decidedly femme. In terms, or, like, you know, she, her, but she just liked presenting more, like, whatever the hell she felt like from day to day. Some episodes she's dressed really mask, other days she's dressed really femme, and it's like, hell yeah. We love a non-conforming queen. Yeah, it is really weird, like, you know, Tamaki saying the T-slur, in a couple instances. Like, that kind of is, like, the weirdness of it, but again... Oh, hello. Now what? I am slightly afraid. Interesting. Oh, look, we're near Automata now. Yeah, it's a product of its time, for sure. I'm just wondering if this will end the stage. It does, damn it. Congratulations, you beat the game. Now play it again, but with a bunch of different characters. What is Infinity? Okay, there are two things I'm curious. It looked like the level went past that, so I'm curious about that. Yeah, there's no letters in this. Interesting. There's Infinity X too. I also didn't... I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, you can choose characters. Tori from Tori 3D, and you have Toki. Can't jump well, can flap wings 3 times, very quick attack, kinda got lost while exploring. And then no attack, dies in 1 hit, runs very fast, cute burb. So yeah, if you really want 100% the game, you'd have to do it again with the other characters, probably. I'm not gonna be that picky about it. I think I sort of understand how the general system works now. I still lack a deeper understanding of everything that goes into Lunistice, but I may be able to start with selecting a handful of test cases and just observe them for now. It seems like the afflicted are kept in some sort of accelerated REM cycle by the program where they fed parts of the original training data over and over again. Thinking about it, that would explain how they were so effective against the moonfall during, well, everything. I must find a way to break them out of this feedback loop safely. The experiments will start tomorrow morning. I'm recording and transcribing this all for all global NFI branches in case communications get restored. I think I found a way to fix this, all of this. I must advise beforehand, the procedure must not be performed on afflicted where entity B is active. It seems like a small handful of patients while being stuck in the feedback loop of Lunistice, were able to withstand the influence of the entity. For these special patients, it is of the utmost importance to get them into a lucid state by making them remember parts of their past, and most importantly, themselves. As such, the original training data that gets executed in perpetuity can be edited in small ways, opening backdoors to specific fragments of data reminding patients who they are. As soon as they reach this state, they should be able to free themselves from Lunistice. I will prepare the details of the procedure in a separate document. I'm aware that it might be a bit too early to celebrate, as all of my patients are still comatose, but one of our cases, Hana, has been showing tremendous progress in just a few cycles. I think she might just need another push. Please remember, Hana. Remember who you once were. So, like, it kind of felt like that stage would keep going. So I'm almost nosy about that. But we also have this, like, X stage. I want to see what this is. System override. Okay, this kind of just picks up where we were. Again, this is giving Nier Automata, to be honest. Again, hard to explain why this is giving Nier Automata without, like, spoiling major details of Nier Automata. Ooh, our stats are completely freaking out. Hello. I mean, this is cool. I was like, was I supposed to jump there? And it looks like the answer is yes. Alright. Neat. Looks like the letters are kind of freebies, at least. We don't have to, like, find them. They're required to actually progress, even. So yeah, on my own time, I might go back to this game and try to get the remaining, like, 100%. Again, maybe I'll try out the other characters quickly before we wrap up today. Oh, I don't like this. I am terrified. Never mind, that actually went very smoothly. That keeps happening where it's like, oh no, this is gonna be hard, and I get a first try. Alright, one more to go, presumably. But then what will happen after? Again, I'm flying through the stage. I don't know how to feel about this. Because I feel like this is like the hard stage. So me getting through it so easily is kind of weird, actually. I don't know, maybe that's just me being weird, like, in my thought process of like, wow, I'm not really having too much trouble with this, but this is also kind of like a bonus level. The levels that gave me the most trouble were the ones with a lot of branching pathways. The final world is very linear, so it doesn't feel as trippy as the early stuff, bizarrely enough. Like, it almost feels a little bit counterintuitive in some ways that I'm struggling with the hard stuff. Or the easy stuff a lot more. I should not have opened my mouth. Oh well. Oh, that wasn't even a checkpoint, okay. Proving you can do the easy part, quote-unquote, but still having to do that easy part every time you die, it can just get kind of tedious more than anything. It's not even that difficult, it's just like mildly frustrating. Having to replay sections. But I'm not liking the look of this. Yeah, so this is the rhythm. We have to alternate. I double jumped and then spun, so I didn't have another double jump to save myself. Anyway, this should be it. And that's GG. Wow. So I guess that implies that Hana gets out of the simulation. Hell yeah. That was fun. I had a good time with that. Fairly simple in a lot of ways. I'm not used to the screenshot sound being different. That legitimately threw me off a bit. So yeah, Toki and Tori are both guest characters, interestingly. I take a screenshot because I have a game clearing with that in Blue Sky, so I'll include this. I was gonna say, there's like a Sonic influence in this, and then I see Argic in the special thanks. I'm like, yeah, that explains the Sonic influence. This was kind of aimed at like speedrunning communities. Some call me Johnny. That is not a name I was expecting to see in the credits of this game, actually. That legitimately threw me off, not gonna lie. No, it didn't quite hit its goal of being a quick 30-day project I'd make in my free time. I still enjoyed making it a lot, and I truly hope all of you had a good time with it as well. Development for the next game will hopefully not be as chaotic as this one. It probably will be though. Aww. Damn, that's mood. Like, yeah, this will be a small side project. Immediately takes a ridiculous amount of time. Aww. Yeah, that was fun. I don't think this game is very expensive usually. It's on all platforms. So yeah, I would recommend playing it. I think this is a decent experience. One more screenshot for good measure. 2 hours, got 7 data files, 1 key. Let's try messing around here. Do we start over entirely? We do, okay. So this is Tori, as in the character from Tori 3D. Very fast. Also can attack. Which is interesting. Because you can't actually attack. It also doesn't look like we have letters to collect here, if I'm reading this correctly. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, because these are guest characters, like, would they have the same story as Hana, for example? So I'm almost under the impression that they might have different, like, ending levels. So that is something to consider for, like, completion's sake. I don't think I'll do that on screen, just because, again, these are, like, the hard mode characters, essentially. Case in point, you die in 1 hit. But interesting. I've never played Tori. Seems mildly intriguing, but I've never gotten around to it. And then you have Toki. Quick attack. Kinda got lost. That's why they're in this game by Baubles. So they also have their unique collectibles, but again, I don't think they have... Yeah, only Hana has letters. So you have a quick attack. 2 hit points, so still a little bit squishier than Hana. And your jump is really shallow, but you have 3 flaps after. Interesting. So yeah, if you want to actually 100% the game, you have to do everything like 3 times. Once for each character, which involves all S ranks. Again, I will definitely do that on my own time. I don't know if I want to go through it on stream. But again, we got the ending, so I'll count that as a clear at least, if it's not a complete, because a complete would imply doing everything you can. So yeah, all S ranks, and then all 3 characters. Yeah, now that I've finally finished the game, I can just, on my own time, go through the rest of it. I don't really have closing thoughts for this game. It was just a very nice, pleasant time. A couple stages were very confusing, I'll fully admit, because of just having so many branching pathways, and it's like difficult because of the camera to like see what the correct order of everything is if you want to complete it. So that threw me off, but beyond that, it was pretty chill. Again, you know, other than S ranks needing no deaths, like, it's not that difficult or demanding, I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't particularly demanding of skills, I'd say. It was pretty breezy. Again, it only took like two and a half hours. So yeah, generally just a nice little chill game. I recommend it if you like this style of the platformer. Just overall a nice time. I guess these characters, because they don't have letters, they wouldn't also have the secret exits also. So yeah, definitely a nice little fun chill game, which is definitely what I needed today. So yeah, that takes care of that. Ow, I am stiff. I've been sitting here for a very long time. I'm just casually... checking. Thank you. I actually just stretched, so that was very good timing. Now I need to have the fun task of figuring out how this app works to actually get the screenshot of the ending onto my phone so I can do my game clearing thread. So that's gonna be fun. Oh, you can just rewatch the credits. Nice. I might just actually hook up my capture card and do that. That'll be easier, probably. Is there actually no way to back out of the credits? That seems like a slight oversight, but again, you can speed them up at least. So yeah, again, just a nice little fun game. Had a very good time with that one, I'd say, on the whole. If I had any complaint, it probably would just be conveyance. You must acknowledge everyone. I already did acknowledge everyone. That's what the first viewing of the credits was for.